Nice to
Yes,
meet you
sir.
once again. My
Pleasure.
name is Trent. On this podcast, I'm more of the negative downer on this team. But I have a few questions for you too. So you was talking about Jimmy Butler, how he does whatever he wants and stuff like that. So say if the Miami Heat get bounced out early, say the worst scenario happens, we don't even get in the playoffs, and somehow we lose to the 76ers or the Bulls or the Hawks.
Oh God, that's true.
Now say that, right? And I don't think that will happen. But just say anything could happen in this Heat Nation, Heat culture, whatever. What do we do with does Jimmy because Jimmy Butler's I'm looking at his contract right now is 48 million, and then in 2025, 2026 he has a player option, which obviously I think he's going to accept is 52 million dollars. But do we like talk to him, try to like get a pay cut or anything to make this team a championship team? Like we want to win a championship, because if we don't do that, we're just like you said, we're just gonna keep running out with the same team, and we're gonna be a playing team or worse. So like, do you think Jimmy Butler is willing to do that to help the team win? Because Jimmy Butler's attitude all the time is no one wants to see this team in 7 games. And I mean, he has been proving it, but this season is going to be interesting to see. I'm pretty sure you've seen the new Slam video. His approach is crazy on that one. It made me confident because I wasn't confident coming into this season. But like, do you think that? And what do we do with Terry Rozier? Because we traded for him. And his contract is part guaranteed in 2025, 2026. Do you see like a long-term deal with him coming, or is this like his contract's up and we're done with him?
Well, look, as most of you know, in the NBA, contracts are guaranteed. Once you sign that, they're not going to give you any money back, bro. It doesn't matter who it. I remember we talked about the team that went 31-10 in that second half after going 10-31. They didn't give any money back after they got their new contracts, and most of those bums didn't deserve it. You know what I'm saying? So in the NBA, once you sign, you're screwed. You've given the money, or you end up with Duncan. You know that at first we were like, yo, and now we're like, yo, bargain, bro. Yeah, bargain, bitch. That's what we're doing now with Duncan, right? So we're stuck with this contract. It's a cancer. It's an albatross, unless playoff Jimmy wakes up again, and then we're going to go, okay, because then we're all going to go, well, we're on for the ride. All right, next year we'll know that when November rolls around, we'll just say, all right, dude, just call me in April because I'm out of here. I'm not watching this shit for 82 games. I already know what he's doing for 82. I'll go see him when he comes in for the encore. That's like we don't want to see the whole concert. We just want to see the encore. We want to see the hit songs on the encore. You know what I'm saying? So I think you're kind of stuck with that salary. I'm going to go the other way with you on Terry Rozier. I know it's a movable contract, but Terry Rozier is the kind of dude that gets better in this system with this coaching staff. And I think he will play his best basketball here for the rest of this year into the playoffs, whatever he plays, like he has lately, by the way. Yeah. And next year, you bring him back. I think Terry will grow with these cats here, actually. And Jimmy can't do shit for you during the year next year. You need some explosiveness. You need some guys that can score, that can get you some buckets. And he can help you in that area at times. I know I know Terry gets scary at times, but I think he'll get less and less scary here because they will hone his skills and make him a better player like they do most everybody else, that comes here. You know what I'm saying? So I think with Terry, I think there's a future for him here. And because the contract is manageable, why screw that up now? You know what I'm saying? You screw up many other things. Don't try not to screw this up. Now, if you want to be cheap and you don't want to pay some taxes and all that other crap that's happened in the past, well, then I can't defend that, and it's unacceptable. I never like a billionaire crying cheap. That's a bad look. You and I, that we're just keeping our heads above water every month, we can cry cheap. But billionaires, you're not allowed, bro. Bad look.
I mean, we know what Jimmy does in the playoffs, Big O. I just think I've said it before. I think you're hoping that Tyler gives you a healthy playoff run. You're hoping that Tyler balls out, because I think this team is great the way they are. We know how Jimmy is annoying in the regular season, but when you bring back Rozier next year, you get a better, a more experienced Jaime Jaquez, Nikola Jovic. If you're able to move Tyler for somebody that can help you better during the regular season, because I know Tyler was supposed to be that guy. You know Jimmy was going to take all these games off. You were hoping Tyler was going to take the next level. Hey, if he plays more games this season and if he's not fragile, maybe we do have a better record. But I mean, I think this team with Jimmy, we know what we have in Jimmy. I feel like if we're able to get somebody else during the season, during the regular season that can help us get a better standings, we're going to be a nightmare next year. We just got to see where we go, my opinion.
Only if Himmy Joseph shows up. If Himmy shows up, then you can say, okay, let's go get that other guy and we can get over the top. But if Himmy can't show up now, then you have to say, oh, obituary, time to write it. Because what you cannot do is add to the problem. And you can't bring a star in that then has to carry a broken star and a team, and you'll never get over the hump. Ladies and gentlemen, we've seen the blueprint. You need at least 2 stars, okay? You got cock-blocked by Jordan when you had Zoe and Timmy and all the other guys. That team was loaded enough to challenge for a title, but some dude named Michael Jordan was kind of in the way, and then Olajuwon sticking in his nose in there for a couple seasons. It was tough on everybody, on the Knicks, on the Pacers, on everybody. We saw Shaq and Wade have success, right? They would have won the year before if it wasn't for the thigh and the rib injury. They might have had both those 2 years. So they would have handled the Spurs and they would have handled Detroit. I believe they were. That was that year Shaq actually really played. That year Shaq was a freaking train that
MVP.
year. He was the diesel that year. The next year, Alonzo Mourning was the better defensive player in the finals. That's the weirdest part of it. So, and then obviously the big 3, where you had multiple stars. So we know what the blueprint is, dude. And dudettes out there, it's all about stars. And there's only one star on this team, and that's been the failure. Going back to the beginning of the conversation, you have failed to add that second star. And this is the reason why you have overachieved, but you continue to run your head into that wall because you can't answer when you have Jovic and Murray, because you don't have the Murray or the Jovic, however you want to do it. I don't give a care, whatever. But that's the problem here. So you cannot get stuck with the albatross contract and try to tie yourself to another one. That's why I'm saying that if he doesn't show up, you have to make the tough decision of, hey, Jimmy, been a great run. We'll run out these 2 years. We're not going to give you an extension. And you need to try to get yourself rid of Jimmy's contract and then get rid of Tyler one way or another over the next 2 years. Either you do it this offseason or you build some value and you get rid of them down the line, and then you can start to move on and turn the page and go find a future star that you can surround with Jovic, with Jovic and Triple J and all these